Alright, well hi, I'm Karen. Right, in this video today, I'm actually going to be reviewing this palette right here. I actually got a chance to travel with this palette here last weekend, and I was actually kind of surprised. Like the kind of looks I was able to create, the fact that it still looked pigmented, and I was able to create everyday looks that just had a little touch of playfulness to it, and I really liked that a whole lot. One of my favorite things about this palette, funny enough, is all the transition colors aren't like this extremely warm transitional tone, which I'm so happy about because I already have quite a bit of palettes that already have warm transitional tones, especially like this palette right here from ColourPop and Makeup Shayla. The transitional tones in here, they are quite on the warm side. So it was just kind of refreshing just to have something that had a more neutral tone when it came to the transitional tones. And that'll be like these colors right here, these three. This one definitely has a bit of a warm kick to it. You have these right here, and then of course you have these other warm colors as well. But like I said, my favorite part is it actually gave me options. So if I want to go warm, I can go warm. If I want to go neutral from the start, I can go neutral from the start. And I like that because it will give me the freedom to create like just everyday simple looks with these colors right here. I just like being able to have that option. I felt like this palette actually did very well with the color options that were they placed in here, which I kind of wish like more palettes would kind of like maybe do something more along this lines where it's like if you want to go neutral, you can all the way, and if you want to go warm, you can do it all the way. Because a lot of times when I'm using a palette, I feel trapped. You know what I mean? Like I feel trapped to only use these warm colors, and I don't really want to use that the whole entire time. And of course, it reminded me a whole lot of this, but this isn't convenient for me to travel with. As much as I would have loved to have fit this in there, I had so many other palettes, like my brow palette, my blush palette. I even brought this palette along just in case, the Precision palette. Yeah, I needed something that was a little bit more practical, and I felt like this made it possible where I could just have more space in my luggage for other stuff. So yeah, so on that note, I definitely, I love the way it turned out. Yeah, I can't even complain. So anyway, let's just go ahead and jump into this video so you can like see how I used it. So I traveled with this palette right here from e.l.f. And of course, it broke in delivery, which I'm a little bit sad about that. I didn't get a chance to like test this color out. And I had bought two, and the other one did the same thing. One of them broke. So e.l.f.'s gonna actually be sending me two of these, which I'm gonna be doing, possibly doing a giveaway. I might be doing one giveaway on here on YouTube and another one on Instagram. So definitely keep posted for that. If you're not following me on Instagram, make sure to check me out. Follow me there. All right, so the cool thing about this is every day I was in Dallas. I was in Dallas Thursday through Sunday, and I did my makeup every day. Every day, y'all. I think the only day I didn't do, was that every day? No, Thursday I chilled out. But I did it Friday, Saturday, and Sunday right before I got on the plane to get here. So I was like really excited about that. And I tested it, I think I tested out just a little bit before I left. I have a vlog on one of the looks I created with this, and my favorite part of this palette in particular is the fact that even though it has some bold colors in here, you can really create some very wearable looks. And I was actually a little bit on the surprise side. I'm not gonna be remaking anything because I probably am not gonna remember, and I was using random colors every single time I used this palette. So that was the exciting part about that. So let's just go ahead and jump into it, and you can kind of see how this performs and go from there. All right, and funny enough, I used this e.l.f. pencil. It's the Ultra Precise Brow Pencil. Oh, what color is this? This doesn't have a color on it, great. But yeah, but it even clings to this spot right here that sometimes I actually have trouble making other pencils cling to. That's why I was like, wow. And I don't know if y'all know I'm a bit of a brow junkie, so if I can get my brows to look great, we're in business. This is the HD corrector from Black Radiance. This is a pretty thick concealer too, like. And then I'm gonna be using this, I don't know, name of brush. No name, probably an Amazon brush. And my favorite part about this, it is not too far away from my complexion. Like, especially after like Rimmel just discontinued the other one. Like, I'm really happy with this color. I was mixing it with the Flower Power concealer, so this is like my first time using it by itself. I realized the color is actually really on point. And this is Perricone MD. I just got this firming eye cream from Influencer. And if you're not a part of them, check them out, especially if you're on here reviewing products. They send you free products, and usually, initially, it might not be the stuff you want to review, but I mean, it is what it is. You gotta start somewhere. And then eventually they'll start sending you even nicer stuff. Just testing out. They sent it to me. I was surprised they even sent this. So I'm testing it out to see if I can see any difference. I don't know. I mean, I don't really feel like that I really have like a lot of issues, but one thing I will say about it, it does make the rest of this area look moist like the rest of my face. So that part I'm happy for. And it was a lifesaver because I left behind my aloe vera. After I thought about it, I didn't pack that, and I ended up using this all over my face as a moisturizer. It is what it is. Cause this is one thing I don't usually do. It's like I don't usually put on under eye cream. Like it's just not something I really think twice about. I just kind of moisturize my face and just call it a day. Let me know in the bottom if that's something that you actually practice doing, like using under eye cream. Guess it's kind of like using skin moisturizer. I just never really thought about it until about like 4 or so years ago. And then yeah, interesting. The things you don't take into consideration, right? Focus on cleaning this. And I hate when you can see that line on the top of your brow and the powder in between. Y'all know what I mean, right? Like you can just see the concealer line and then it's like, can you please melt it in? So the first color I'm going to start with is Fresh. And funny enough, they actually put the names on the front of the palette, which I know a lot of people like. Especially it makes it like easier to follow on tutorials instead of looking on the back. So first color I'm gonna go in with Fresh, and I actually should be using a bigger brush, but whatever. And I personally like to use a color that I can easily like blend into my eyeshadow and into my skin and not be obvious. So of course I'm loving the fact that this shade exists in here for somebody like me. Because white, you know, that's just not something I usually go for. And then I don't like to start off too dark either. And for some people, the shade that I might consider too dark is like the perfect shade for them to start on. You know what I mean? So it's just like, ugh. I love this color. It's not as powdery as a lot of e.l.f. eyeshadow palettes, but it is powdery. But the thing is, it's pigmented. So it's powdery and it's pigmented. So it's a win-win. Yeah, it's a win-win. So I'll probably swatch this after I'm done too, so y'all can see that. But I'm more focused on application. So maybe I'll do 2 different eye looks. Why not? Let's just kind of like go in. What in the world do I want to do? I'm not sure. I don't usually ever use gray. You see what I'm saying? Like, and I think what a lot of you have to remember too, considering purchasing it and whoever it is that's doing the review, is not all eyeshadow palettes apply the same. Meaning some of them, you can use them with a concealer that dries down. Some of them you probably gonna have to use it with something with more creamier that stays creamier so it can really adhere to it. Some of it you will be able to put it down and blend it out, or you can start off blending immediately. Then some eyeshadow you actually have to pat it on, staple it on first, and then blend it out. So it can really pick up the pigment, like things like that. Like, and I'm saying this because I recently watched this video of, and this is not throwing shade, this is just common sense. If you've been doing makeup long enough, you should be able to watch other people's videos and kind of start to realize, hey, the way you keep applying the eyeshadow in the same spot and blending it, applying the same spot, blending it, and then saying it doesn't work, it's your technique. And I'm just being real because I know every eyeshadow doesn't apply the same. And I don't have the eyeshadow, but you do. So you should be using your own personal judgment if you're going to be reviewing something. So, but just because somebody, a beauty influencer, reviews a product, it doesn't mean that that's the end of the story. You know what I mean? Because honestly, somebody else will be able to pick up that same palette and realize, oh, that technique didn't work with it. Let me try this instead. You know what I mean? Like, you have to be willing to try something different. All right, so let's go in with this color right here. I'm trying to stick in this family. Why not? Wish I could try that purple, but you know. But I like it so far. Like, you see, just like stuff like this, I wouldn't like think to, hey, let me use this color. You know what I mean? All right, now let's go to this color right here. This dark brown, and this is Smooth. All right, and then let's switch up. I'm gonna, oh, so the first brush I was using, this is from, they're both from BH Cosmetics. This, well, sorry, this one is from BH Cosmetics. This is the V5 brush, and now I'm switching to the V6 brush from them. I like this one to like pat color down. And I'm gonna switch over to this color right here. It's very, very pretty. It's called Clever. Ooh, the silver and gray is really, really nice. Now, it does look a little bit on the dry side, or should I say textured, but. And I'll have to stick the price up of this eyeshadow palette up on the screen somewhere, because I think, I can't remember, I think it might have been like $15 maybe, something like that. I will pop it up on the screen. There is this beautiful shade in here, and it's low key. Oh my gosh, y'all. You think this color is white, right? Look at it. You would think that color is white, but it's not. And I don't even know if this lighting system is going to do it justice, but it's actually an opal shade. And man, it is so pretty. I don't even know if you can see it. It's like an opal shade where it gives off like a pink hue. Can you see it? Can you see it? No. I can't tell. It looks powdery. Anyway, I'm going to use that for the inner corner, and I've been using it as an inner corner highlight. I just thought it was pretty. It's like this little fun little pop of pink. So it's not, you know, like no frosty pink on me, but it's like that iridescent opal pink. And I think while I'm at it too, I'm going to take a little bit of that and kind of pop it like, I'm going to take a little bit of Chill that's in the corner over here. It's kind of like this little shimmer purple-y shade. Ooh, and it's very purple. Oh my, wow. And I'm like barely like brushing it on. Wow, like this really went on. And then I'm going to go back and put a little bit of Smooth, which is that chocolate brown. And I don't want to do easygoing. That's going to be doing the business, doing the most. And then I'm going to take a little bit of Witty, just to kind of dull that down just a little bit, because that's just doing too much. Actually, I feel like I'm doing too much now. All right, I think that's enough. Let's go to Fresh. I really like that a whole lot. Let me go back to Low Key. Really like this and use it to open it up a little bit more. Very frisky, I like it. Not low key at all. All right, let's go into the other eye. This looks so dim. The other eye, I'm gonna do something a little bit different. Let's wipe these brushes off because we're using the same ones. I'm gonna do Fresh again. I think we already did that. So yeah, I did. Let's go to Sassy. Ooh, this would be nice for like an everyday type of like subtle spring look. Or just anything where you want to wear maybe something corally or mustard. Or just anything bright. So it's nice. I like it already. All right, and let's kind of go in with Cheeky. This is a little bit darker. And these are more like a coral color. I know it's almost coming out kind of orange, but it's more kind of corally. You know, it'd be interesting to see what this would look like on this with that same color. Having ideas. All right, I'm gonna go into a little bit of Spicy, just to kind of spice up the crease a little bit. And I'm just realizing there was only a few like shimmers in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Compared to the mattes, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Interesting. Okay, so they're giving you more choices, right? All right, so let's go in with this shade right here. It's called Bold. Ooh. I like that. You know what? I think I might. I was thinking about just putting this on the inside and leaving this part out here orange. But you know, let's just keep it moving. Ooh, this is like so pretty. All right, and I'm gonna take a little bit of Daring. I'm trying to use as many colors as possible. I'm gonna use Daring on the bottom, which you would think almost looks like Clever, but Clever definitely looks more gray undertoned. It's like more of a gray purplish color versus this one is more of a burgundy purplish color. Okay, I'll just show you so you can see. You can see how much gray is in Clever versus Darling. Probably even just a little bit of warm. It's like a warm brown. Just to define the outer corner just a little bit. Probably should have did that before I put the shimmer on, but you know, it's all gravy. And then I'm gonna put Spicy. Let me wipe this brush off and we're gonna go with Spicy. All right, and the funny thing is I have not wet these brushes. So I would say they pick up really well. Like, now they do still have that textured dry look. That's the only thing, but let's see what happens after I spray them. And let's put an inner corner highlight on this as well. Same palette. I'm still gonna go with Low Key. I really like this color. Like, I just think it's a fun, it's like something different to put in your inner corner. All right, so that is the look and we're done. Oh, joking. I left the spray in the bathroom. All right, so I'm just gonna do what I normally do then in this case, which is I'm going to spray my glycerin spray just all over the surface of it, just to smooth it out because I don't like the textured look. Just be gentle. I do not like that a whole lot. It's very, it's almost like I did an ice and fire. Oh goodness, and that was not even on purpose. That is so funny. Probably put too much on here, but you know, it's all gravy. And this right here is just like a glycerin mix that I mixed together. It's glycerin, water, and a little bit of, I believe, castor oil that I put in here as well. All right, so let me just continue on with the rest of my face. Let me just go with something mellow. This is Glace from Bite Beauty. It was one of those things that you get from Sephora when you're buying stuff. They put it in as a little prize. And it has a very citrusy, fruity smell. Very. I mean, I don't mind it. It just is very. It smells like I should be eating candy. Very, wow, it's funny. Like, I literally still smell it in my nose. This is different. I think this is the matte cream lip crayon. All right, and I'm gonna be using 240 from BH Cosmetic. This is their Studio. It's a nice enough color where it's just a little rich, but not too much. You know what I mean? So it doesn't look weird. You know, it's nothing like having on bronzer and you know the rest of your body does not get that dark, or your face is not casting no kind of shadow like that. You know what I mean? And then blush, I'm gonna go with something mellow because, yeah, I don't want to be fighting against both sides of my face. All right, and then let's go ahead and get into the swatching. Now, I don't know if I really have high hopes for this because at the end of the day, this is e.l.f. So my main concern with this palette was that it performed properly. And so far, like literally looking at this and how it's been performing and from me using it every day since I was on my trip, including early in the morning to get on the airplane, like for real, yes, I did. I really enjoyed it and I got a chance to like use different colors. So let's just see how I swatch. I'm kind of curious. All right, so these are actually, they're not that bad. Like they're not that powdery. Like they're not as powdery as some ColourPop eyeshadows that I've tried, but even that is powdery, but it's pigmented. And kind of same thing with this. It's not super moist. It's kind of like, yeah, it has some moisture to it, but it's not powdery. But when you do pick it up on a brush, you will pick up pigment. So that's kind of like the impressive thing with this palette right here. e.l.f. did really good on this. They really did good on this. Like I was getting ready to sleep on this, and I have quite a few palettes from them, and surprisingly, like I feel like these really pop. Like they're really good. Dare I say it's better than these? Dare I? I don't know. I don't know if they did something different to their, I mean, probably not. It's probably not something different they did to the formula, but it's just, yeah, I don't know. It's just, they just show up. How about that? They just show up. And that's what usually we care about. We're like, okay, we're going to spend our money. Is this thing going to show up? is it gonna work for me? And I think that's the biggest part about it. Now, the only thing is I wish they had put some other colors in here for like this green shade to go with, but maybe that's just part of the fun of being creative. No, maybe you can use the green and use this as a pop in the center or on the lid type of color. I'm trying to think what else would green go good with. Purple, greens and browns, and bronzes. So those could always go pretty good together, or maybe it'll just be a green that you can utilize with some other green in one of your other palettes. But I haven't tested those shades out, but I would say I've tested out quite a bit of shadow in this palette, and I have to say I'm really happy with it. I was afraid of this being like the only palette, so I took this for security measures, but I'm so glad like I gave this a chance and really tried it out. The only thing I would say about it is it doesn't have like a really light color for you to use for your inner corner highlight. So that's why I reverted to this, but I'm quite sure you can mix, you know, these two right here to lighten this. Ooh, that might not be a good idea. Gosh, I gotta rub that off now. But you get what I'm saying. Like you can mix those two colors to like bright. Ooh, it made like this pinky. Oh my gosh. It made this pinky color right there. Oh my gosh, it made like this pinky bronzy coppery looking shade. That is pretty cool. So you could do something like that, mix the shades up if you feel like you don't have the color. But that's be my only complaint about this palette is it doesn't have a bright enough color to do an inner corner highlight with. But side note, a lot of us wear highlight. I don't know too many people that don't. If you're into makeup, like I just don't know too many people who don't. So you could always use your highlight to apply in the inner corner or on your brow bone area or whatever it is you like. But that's the only thing I see about this palette, that it's missing that. And maybe for anybody who wants more of a bone color, because maybe you're on the lighter, fairer, lighter side, maybe you want more of a bone color, but I don't see how you couldn't get away with using this, or possibly even using your setting powder or whatever it is you use to set your foundation with, using that as that bone color. You know what I mean? Like sometimes you just gotta get a little bit on the creative side. So other than that, that's pretty much it for my thoughts for using this palette. I would definitely love to hear from any of you who were either you were thinking about getting it or you already purchased it, because believe it or not, this palette is actually sold out. I went on the website yesterday looking for something else, looking for some brown tone lip colors, and this bad boy is sold out. So, and I'm not surprised because it's different, it's unique, and you can see the palette. I know a lot of times people don't like these plastic things, but imagine how many palettes you have and they're all covered with a top that's not transparent. That's my favorite part about this. You can see what's in it. You'll look at it and be like, yeah, let me snatch that up real quick. I want to do a look. Versus if it's closed in, like these two right here, now I have to figure out, okay, what's in each palette. I can look at the back. Oh yeah, matte for matte. Oh, sunset palette. But you still got to look at it to be like, are these the colors that I really want to wear today? You know what I mean? So that would be my thought with this palette. And you know what's funny enough? I guess you could take this little bad boy along, because this color would be great for the inner corner highlight as well. So maybe I'll think about that next time. You know what? Enough chit chat. Anyway, thank y'all so much for watching. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Until next time, I'll talk to y'all soon. Bye.